Welcome to GOS Media. I'm Josiah Kim. We live in an imperfect world with frail bodies containing quirky genes nestled between the convergence of our natural physiology and nurtured experiences, and thus, we are all subject to developing physical and mental abnormalities. Perhaps one of the most unusual mental abnormalities is the genuine belief that you are made of glass. Yes, glass. Did you know there was a French king named Charles who was convinced he was made of glass? From utter paranoia, he would not allow himself to be touched and went so far as to sew iron rods into his clothes to protect him from breaking if he fell. It's not just royalty who has such delusions. A Venetian man was fully convinced that his shoulders and backside were made of glass and therefore had a fear of sitting down. There was also a 17th century doctor who reported a patient with the glass delusion who also believed his backside was made of glass and was terrified of shattering. Did the good doctor make iron rods to place in the man's clothing? No. The doctor told the man to turn around and proceeded to beat the man's rear end until it was painfully evident he was not made of glass. Can you even imagine the struggle and mental anguish experienced by those who think they're made of glass? Fortunately, there have been no reports of such delusion for the past several decades. But does that mean there are no glass delusions existing today? Well, in a quirky kind of analogy, there is something to be said for the human experience viewed through the very lens of glass. Ever heard the phrase, people in glass houses should not throw stones? The meaning of this phrase is that it's hypocritical to criticize other people for bad qualities in their character when those very qualities are also within you. And everyone seems to know it but you. There's a reason certain kind of people are called Karen and Todd. Truth is, many, if not all of us, know somebody who acts like they're made of glass. You know the ones. You provide some minor constructive criticism, or maybe present an alternate view, and suddenly their entire psyche cracks as if someone had just sat on a mirror. Then there's the folks who cry hate speech and shatter into a million pieces if you simply say something they do not agree with. There's a reason the phrase snowflake syndrome has been added to the vernacular of society. The good news is, the vast majority of us are not part of the broken glass crowd. Rather, we are members within the stained glass family. Take a moment and reflect upon the last time you saw stained glass. Just like a stained glass picture is composed of many intricate sections and comprised of various layers, when looking at it as a whole, it creates a unique design. Stained glass people are also more than just the sum of our parts. Everyone has a respiratory system, circulatory system, and on, but we are more than just a collection of systems. We have layers such as hope in a better tomorrow, dreams of future accomplishments, desire to love and be loved, expectations that good will overcome evil, and more than just ethereal notions. Our layers include intellectual endeavors, including the capacity to ponder and plan, calculate and surmise, learn and teach, think and grow in knowledge. It is synthesizing and synchronizing of all these layers that creates the tapestry of existence, a stained glass reality that defines what we call life. Are we to assume that those with a fragile glass outlook are void of such tapestry of existence? Of course not. The core difference between a glass delusion and a stained glass life is one of joy. Glass people are fragile and by nature pessimistic. They have no certainty for the meaning of life, thus always on the hunt for someone or something to be offended from or by. Their desire is to destroy any remnant of a bygone era and the values passed on from generations to generations. They also have a selfish streak, believing not that the world revolves around them, but the entire cosmos. You will know them by their resentment. On the other hand, stained glass people are rooted in the optimism of tradition and seek to nurture and raise their family in those traditions. Their meaning of life is to live peacefully among others, always looking for the common good and leaving the world better than they found it. You will know them by their joyfulness. The distinction between glass people and stained glass people is far more than just differentiating between groups of people. It can have long term consequences for a free society. The beauty of an open society is that all people are invited to the public square, and with mutual respect and common courtesy, have a free exchange of ideas without fear of hurt or harm. It is when glass people living in a glass house distorts debate into hate, often with full intent of malice. Difference of opinion is wrongly spun into a personal assault, and instead of seeking clarification or presenting a counterpoint of discussion, they shut down other people, seek to cancel them from society, and worst of all, they use simple disagreement as a pretext to inflict violence on others. Yes, there is untold beauty in a society that invites free and honest discourse between its citizens. There is also great danger lurking in the underbelly of society for those who are weak minded. Today's grain of sugar sums up these truths. Ideas that differ do not destroy, but destruction is found in ideas. For the stained glass crowd in the colony, tell us in the comments the secrets to maintaining your joyful nature while surrounded by those with glass delusion. You just might be ensuring someone's destructive ideas are rerouted to positive action for the good of society. We would very much appreciate your support. And the easiest way to do is to simply like, subscribe, and share GOS with others. Or become a colony member by joining us on Patreon or snatch up some merch from our website. Links are pinned below. Once again, thanks for tuning in to Grains of Sugar. I've been your host, Josiah Kim.